So I just hit level 35 and I have finally unlocked all of my skills, all of my active, passive skills and all of my stigma skills. So I'm just going to show you all of the skills, what they do and how they work, so you can see how fun the assassin can actually be. When you open this window, the maximum skill that you can level through levels is going to be level 10, but you can reach all the way to level 20, I believe, with other means. One of those means is through the gear. You can have, as you can see, I have apply poison, which is a passive skill and gives me +1 level. But so far I haven't found any other way other than divination and gear skills. You have this thing where you can put nodes in as you level up, and then you unlock some bonuses, but also these blue ones give you 1 level in the skill of your choice. The green ones are the passive, the blue ones are the active, and in the corner are some of the bonuses that you can also get. I went for combat speed here, and you can get 1 skill on each of these 6. So if you focus on, like, I don't know, 3 skills, you can get +6 levels just from these 3 divinations. And then if you include it from the gear and any other means, you can get it all the way to level 20. And if you plan on playing the assassin on Taiwan, on Korea, it's going to be very ping sensitive class. So you cannot really play without a VPN. So I would strongly recommend that you use VPN, and I personally would recommend that you use GearUp Booster. GearUp is not just a basic VPN, it's a game-focused network accelerator with routing technology and specialized gaming servers around the world, which are designed specifically to reduce ping, fix your weird routing and stabilize your connection. Go to the link in the description, press the download button and install it. Once you install it, you will need to create an account. Once you log in, you will get 24-hour membership, which will allow you to test the VPN. They actually have a dedicated AION 2 support. You pick AION 2 in the app, choose the region you're playing on, hit 1 button, and GearUp automatically picks optimal nodes. Trust me when I tell you, you will not have an enjoyable experience playing without a VPN. Use the link in the description and check the ping for yourself. Next thing you're going to notice that each skill has a specialty, and as you level up, these 3 are for level 8, this is for level 12, and then on level 16 you unlock the 3rd slot. So the max level is level 10, and you can reach this 16 through divination and through gear and all the other means, but I have, as you can see, I have level 13 skills, some of them are level 12. But this pretty much, each skill has its own specialty, and you can pretty much combine them the way you want and the way you see fit and make like a different build. But these are pretty much all the skills. There's nothing really much to it. You have 12 skills that you can use. You can use 8 of the active skills, passive skills. I do believe they're all active at the same time, and you have 4 slots for the stigma skills. I'm going to go over those later. But the thing that you're going to notice is probably these 5 skills, which are, let's call them stacking skills. They're key binding on Q and E, but this means that these skills are conditional. And what conditional means is that something needs to happen for them to trigger. For example, this hard gore, as you can see, when you critical hit, you can activate hard gore. And then, for example, whirlwind slice, when you evade an attack, you're going to be able to use whirlwind slice. And then when you stagger an enemy, you're going to be able to storm rampage. And these on Q are related to CC. So when you stun someone, you're going to be able to use shadow fall. And then when you dodge, you're going to be able to use infiltrate. So this is pretty much all there is to how the skill works. You can pretty much use all of the skills. You don't have to pick and choose. All the active skills, all the passive skills are active. And then you can only have 4 slots for stigma skills. Some of them do damage. Some of them give you combat speed. Some of them give you stealth, smoke bombs to deflect projectiles. So I'm just going to go over all the skills here in the main menu. You're going to see them hitting these mobs, and then I'm going to just show you what they do in the actual game. Quick Slice is your normal left attack, pretty much used for restoring mana. This is your right click, used for stacking insignia. This is Shadow Strike, allows you to dash behind the target and stun, increasing critical damage if you specialize into it. This is Ambush, it does damage based on the back attack, so you need to stand behind the enemy to attack it. Hardcore is a conditional skill that is going to trigger when critical hitting. This triggers on stagger, so you can pretty much continuously use them as long as the boss or the enemy is staggered. You can pretty much spam it. This stuns and also triggers on the evasion. This is pretty much like a standard dash that blinds the enemies for 3 seconds, doesn't stun but puts you behind the back of the enemies. This is also another dash that goes behind. It also has a 50% chance to inflict blind, but it's triggered on the dodge. This is a knockdown that is triggered on the stun. This is your hardest hitting skill. At 5 stacks is going to deal a lot of damage, so stacking insignia is very important. You can stack it through skills or through specialty. And this is pretty much your skill that when you get knocked down, like some sort of retaliate skill, you just press spacebar. As you can see, when you get stunned, knocked down or airborne, you can press spacebar and then you're going to go back on your feet. And then if you press spacebar again, you're going to cast this skill that's going to deal damage and stun the enemies and rotate them around. And then we have passive skills. This one increases your evasion and it restores HP on successful evasion. This one increases your crit hit. This one has a 7% chance to reduce target incoming heal, so pretty much a poison, classic poison. This increases back attack damage boost. This one increases critical damage boost. This one increases impact type chance. So I think impact type chance are stuns, knockdowns, basically CC. So this pretty much has 50% chance to deal extra damage on stuns and blinds. This one reduces target's defense. This one increases your status effect resist. So basically you are more resistant to stuns by 11% and immediately restores HP when you're 10% HP or less. And lastly, this deals damage when you're landing a target with 13% HP or less. You're going to deal extra damage. So let me show you all of these skills in action on some of these low level mobs, because you can't stun target dummies, so you can't really trigger this. So I'm gonna have to show it here. So basically this is your basic attack, restores mana. And as you can see, you can trigger whenever a skill triggers, you're gonna see it here, pop up, and then you can press the button. Then you have your right click. This is used for stacking insignia. As you can see the insignia stacks here. You can also see them here. Then we have a flash slice, which is pretty much a dash that puts you behind and blinds the enemy. Then you have ambush, which does a lot of damage on the back attack. Pretty much normal skill, nothing really too crazy. You can actually specialize it into 3 consecutive casts. But this works best in combination with the Shadow Strike, because Shadow Strike is going to stun the enemy, put you behind, and if you specialize Shadow Strike into giving you 50% critical damage boost, and then Ambush is going to give you additional 50% damage when you attack from behind. You can see here how much damage you're going to be able to do. That was 6.2k crit. Next you have Insignia Explosion. You're gonna want to snag some Insignia to deal a lot of damage. So we're gonna stack it with the right click. It's 3 stacks, 4 stacks. It also AoE damage. Then you blow it up. Both of the enemies parried, which is unfortunate. We're gonna try it again. 5 stacks. Insignia Explosion is really good because you can specialize your left click. That's gonna reduce Insignia Explosion cooldown by 1 second on hits. You can pretty much, if you can find a way to stack Insignia stacks, you can pretty much spam this all the way through. Let me show you some of the conditional skills. So this one was Hard Gore that triggers on the critical hit. And there you have also Evasion, Whirlwind Slice. I evaded, basically pretty much the same, almost the same animation, does the same amount of damage, but you need to evade an attack for you to be able to use it. And then I'm not going to be able to show you this one because you can really stagger these normal mobs. You have to stagger a boss, but pretty much you can continuously just spam it and use this for as long as the boss is staggered. Let me show you some of the conditional skills with the CC. So as you can see, when you stun, then you can press Q, and then you do the knockdown, and then since you crit the knockdown, you can also use the Hard Gore, which triggers on the crit hit. And then also when you dodge, dodging is your shift key, so basically this, as you can see, Q triggers, And then every time you dodge, it's also a dash. Basically, skill stacking and whenever it triggers, you can use a pretty basic concept, I would say. So let me show you stigma skills. I don't have any specialty, but you get bonuses as you level them up at 5, 10, 15, and 20. You can level them up when you start from level 45. You're going to be able to add some of these, I don't even know what it is, but things to level them up. They deal a lot of damage, they give great bonuses, but they have a really long cooldown. This one is AoE, has a 1 minute cooldown. This one increases your combat speed, basically your attack speed for 10 seconds, also 1 minute cooldown. This drops a smoke bomb that blocks projectile for you and party members, basically good for PvP, maybe in some PvE scenarios as well for some strong bosses. Minute and 30 cooldown. This gives you guaranteed to evade all damage temporarily. I don't know how long it lasts, but it has a 20-second cooldown. And judging to this, it's like 3 seconds maybe, 2-3 seconds. Kinda strong for like how low the cooldown is, really good in PvP. This also deals a lot of damage, stuns the targets and rotates them around. Also 1 minute 30. This gives you stealth for 20 seconds. And as soon as you enter combat, you get out of the stealth, 2 minute cooldown. This also deals a lot of damage, reduces move speed, 30-second cooldown. This is 45-second cooldown, deals a lot of damage and deals a lot of stagger. This is the highest stagger amount of skill that you can do, 20 stagger gauge damage. This one also some sort of CC, also does a lot of stagger damage, 2 minute cooldown. This is pretty much a self buff, gives you 20% extra damage for 10 seconds, 2 minute cooldown. This pretty much cleanses you and gives you evasion for 10 seconds, minute and 30. And this pretty much dashes at the target and blinds them. That's pretty much all there is to the skills. Nothing too crazy, nothing too complicated. And here's some solo story boss gameplay for you so you can see all of these in the action and how I use it and how I reposition and do the damage. Let me know what you think and thank you for watching.
용속이 기르던 혀가 괴물로 변했다. 파프나이트의 견이된 것 같아. 조심해. 간신히 잡아먹힌 건가. 키우던 계획이 빗나갔다. 자업자득. 제대로 관리되는 곳은 아니고